Hello, hello, hello. I am standing in front of my Pierre Jardin, as I call him. This is the blue god plant. And it is having flowers. And they smell so heavenly. Look at all these flowers. Look how tall it becomes. Tall and tall and taller. It is 10 feet tall now. Look at this abundance of flowers. Awesome. Awesome, awesome. Oh. Oh my gosh, this is so incredible. And I eat that. Oh, it's amazing. It's a treasure. Okay, I guess we're gonna go to the lawn because it's a beautiful day today. Might just as well go to the lawn and enjoy. And here's another flower. It's my camellia. I found out now what it is. Someone told me it's a camellia. And beautiful, 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 beautiful waxy leaves. And this one actually is a very specific camellia, and it's called Professor Sargent Camellia japonica. That is the name, the official name of this flower. And it smells, it has a very faint smell of carnation. I'm gonna sit here in front of my cedar tree and get grounded. Nice is this. Nice, a nice warm day. The first spring day. And I am enjoying the flowers. And it is wonderful, and I invite all of you to enjoy your flowers wherever you are. My hair is kind of strange because I did a specific hair cure with it, and it's become very strange. I'm gonna be working on it again today. Do something with my hair. Oh yeah, and this is matching the shirt. It's very nice. Very nice. So yeah, I'm gonna be putting more hydrogen into it because it is always going into a light blue salt and pepper root, which is the opposite color of this here. It's almost like the complementary colors or something, which is not very complementary looks wise. So I'm going to bleach this a little bit more, and maybe I can even out my hair color. That would be really awesome. Eventually I want to have the color of Papa Dog. That would be really great. Yay, Papa Dog color. You know, all that worrying that I have gone through in my life, the fear, the worrying, the panic attack in 2012. Now, after that panic attack, I had a whole lot more white hairs in between, and that was very rough on my nervous system. And when you experience stress, it has an impact on the pigmentation in the hair. It really does. It's the strangest thing. Camellia. Okay, the reason why I eat some of those is because it has very strong medicinal properties. It has antifungal, anti-carcinogenic, anti-radical even. So it gets rid of free radicals, and it also neutralizes radiation. It's absolutely amazing, this flower. It's amazing. It's a true miracle. So yeah, we need to, when you have a flower, you need to go and research that flower. You'll be surprised what kind of medicinal properties your flowers have. It's really nice, the lawn. It's nice to be on the lawn. It's fantastic. Upstairs, Jiddu Krishnamurti is talking to Dr. David Bohm. And they have been talking all day long as I was sewing. And they talked about some very significant things. Very significant, very deep. Very, very deep. Jiddu Krishnamurti revealed to Dr. David Bohm that when his mind is completely still and when his brain feels completely relaxed and completely safe, and when there's no turbulence going on in the room, or people are talking or wanting something from him, if there's no one that is storming in, or no phone call or no demands, he just has total peace, then his brain is performing some very amazing things that one would not be able to do just on a daily basis, just like that. So he said he could read people's minds just like he could listen into a conversation or read someone's personal love letters. And he said he would rather not do this, so he would rather, he had to actually, had to put some kind of lock on it to prevent himself from reading other people's minds and seeing through all of it, through the entire thing. And I noticed that as I am learning year after year, learning more and more and more about everything, and noticing more and more and more about myself, about meditation and relaxation, the more I am able to see through people's intentions and all of this, not just when I meet him in person, but on the internet even, So I can just tell when someone wants something very selfishly, or whether someone is coming with some kind of genuine question towards me. And most people don't ask any genuine questions. Most people stay far away from genuine questions because it's too scary for them. They're afraid of the truth. They're afraid what I might say, what I might reveal to them. And then when I went to the psychic, I went to someone else's psychic channel or psychic Facebook page. And there are a bunch of people very, very much in their heads, very much functioning out of idea. Archangel Michael, everyone wanted Archangel Michael to be their guardian angel. And I would see something completely different in them. I'd look at their faces and I see a mouse as their guardian angel. And then I could tell how that doesn't sit very well with those people that are usually also coming from very conventional backgrounds where it's all about pride. And so a mouse is my guardian angel. What if Archangel Michael is a mouse this time? Did it ever occur to you? One lady had a frog, and I said it to her. That lady was okay with it, and but most of these people were not so okay with the suggestions I had, the stuff that I was seeing in them, seeing around them. And then there's a lot of people who don't have any guardian. But that's because they don't tune into it. They don't tune into the guardian. Instead, they're tuned into, I have to put the tablet down so it's hard to hold. They tune into they tune into hierarchy, they tune into celebrity, they tune into competition, sports, it's always competition. And there's no guardian angel that vibrates on that frequency. So for anyone who is really genuinely interested in getting a guardian angel, you have to first tune into it, tune and tap and turn on into it. And for anyone who's completely new, I recommend the videos by Esther Hicks, Abraham Hicks, and also Eckhart Tolle. And these videos can be misunderstood. That's why I say be careful not to brush that over into the wrong fire. And for some people, some caring people might think, oh, this is a corporate message. This can be easily used by the corporate agenda to pacify the public, to make them placid and uncommitted to anything. And then for some other people, for some corporate people, it is like, yeah, great, we can use this. The caring people will be rallying against it, saying, yeah, well, this is causing the corporate agenda. So I would suggest to either one of those people not to brush it into that fire, but fly above it and look at it from above and see that this is the infinite cosmos, and that our brain power and our mind and our telepathic communications and this entire web of energy that is where we're in, that this is not bound to hierarchies and or any of this stuff. So that we instead need to use aesthetics information in a way to meditate into it and in a way to understand and to recognize that and to, it's hard to describe it, to understand that this has nothing to do with taking advantage or with placidity or with any of that stuff, or laziness or selfishness, but it has to do with an energetic field that we tap into, and when we tap into that and really are there in it in a humble way, then we perceive these energies. We perceive guardian angels. We perceive the guardian angel that will vibrate with our frequency. And everyone can find that, And everyone can also make their own God in the same way. You can create a God for yourself. It's an energy. It's an energy pattern. And it will show itself to you. And it's a beautiful thing. And in the same way, we can attract things to us. We can, but only if we are willing to be humble and to let go of the self-image and let go of the outcome. Then we will attract it. We can wish for all kinds of things, but it's only beautiful things that are good for others and for you and for the greater good. So, and that will come when you tune yourself in, and when you are humble, and when you are patient, and when you are willing to lay it aside and do something else in the meantime, and do something to help someone in the meantime, but not help someone in order to get an outcome. You help someone because you want to help, because it feels good to help, because you feel like that person or animal needs help, so you help. And that is what I did, for example, with this house here. Okay, so it was the year 2009. We were at the other house, still didn't have a second house, much smaller house, and I wished for a bigger house. I wanted so much to have bigger rooms, more space, particularly for Kenny, my Great Dane, because he was getting very, very, very big. He was so big. He was 230 pounds when he was fully grown. Big around also, not just tall, but really massive. A massive animal, like a lion. And he needed more space. He needed a bigger garden. All of this. And I was feverishly looking. I was doing Esther Hicks, meditation. I was watching her videos. Paul doesn't like those videos at all because he doesn't understand. He only sees it through a specific lens, like what I said earlier. So, but I know, I can feel it. I can feel that this is true. So, just like I feel that Jiddu Krishnamurti's videos are true. It's true what he says. So, what I did is I finally decided, okay, well, this is what I wish for, but yeah, put it in my wish list, and I'm gonna let this go now. I'm gonna let this rest now, because I'm not gonna get it as long as I am clinging to the outcome and then maybe even get angry that it doesn't come or something. Or that doesn't vibrate at all with that frequency. So we have to really let it go. And then something came up. Someone asked me, a friend of mine asked me, if I wanted to do that whale event for the coastal commissioner. And I said, okay. I knew this was gonna be hard, but I said okay, because that was my chance to really help, without money, but put my work into action. And it was a lot of work, and then I got my husband and another girl to help me set up the chairs and all of this in the park, and the tables and all of this, and I arranged all of this, and we did this. We collected, it's a small community, we only collected a little over 70 signatures, but better than nothing, and to stop the the uh, the whale hunting in the United States. That was a decision that was pending at the International Whaling Commission. Barack Obama had catered to the whale hunters, to the Japanese whale hunters, and the entire Japanese government, which is just does not make any sense at all. I used to like Japan and Japanese products. I stopped buying Japanese products altogether because of this, because of the whale hunting and the dolphin butchering. So these two things are just a total stain on that country. And sorry if companies in Japan that are very good, like I'm not going to even mention their names now, because I'm not going to promote it, that I used to buy, like certain cosmetic products and stuff like this, that I will no longer buy. I will no longer buy a Japanese item, anything, whether it's a car or whether it is an electronic item, because I boycott it as long as they whale and butcher dolphins. So, and Barack Obama catered to them. He took their bribe money. He took they collected money through the Fukushima fund. Fukushima happened, the catastrophe, and the Japanese government shamelessly took the donation money from people, didn't even give it to the Fukushima victims. I saw several documentaries on this. People have gone into their to rescue dogs and to rescue people, and the government didn't help. It's unbelievable. And so they took that. They got donations from the whole world. They took that Fukushima donation money, enriched themselves, let it flow into pockets and stuff like this, into bank accounts, and they boosted their whale hunting. So I don't know what this is. Why the whale hunting why the government is supporting this. I don't understand any of this. It doesn't make any sense. But that's what they're doing. So with that Fukushima money, they campaigned. They almost got Paul Watson extradited to Costa Rica, which is also just another false accusation and set up against him that was happening. And they bribed Germany, the German government. They all took the money. They were willing to send him to Costa Rica to be imprisoned or worse. And I cried so much. That was in 2012. That was so horrible. But yeah, so what the Japanese are doing, with what the Japanese government is doing with that Fukushima money is just unspeakable. They silence everyone that is an activist, that is helping the whales and the dolphins. They don't let anyone check on the dolphin museum, where they hold dolphins in captivity indefinitely. I mean, it's just incredible what's going on. So, I had to do something. I had to do something to help. So we set up the whale event, and all people that did the whale event, all on the entire California coastline, we all together, we got that stopped. We got Barack Obama, who was bribed by the Fukushima donation money from the Japanese government, bribed to allow whale hunting again, which he was going to do. We stopped it in the nick of time. Thank goodness to all of these people that helped with this, that put all of their time and effort and money into it. I'm very infinitely grateful to all of you. You know, that was fantastic. So I put my whole mind into this and my heart into it. And for me, it was clear, you know, I have to do it. I have to help, you know, I care. I don't want whale hunting. No, I don't want Barack Obama to allow whale hunting in the United States territory. And so, yeah, we got Barack Obama stopped with this. We got his proposal stopped and all of that. And first they said it's just put on hold, but it was ended, hopefully for good. So, but I haven't heard anything about it. So if you know any more about it, what's going on, what if they had done any other decisions, you know, away from the public meeting, which, you know, we don't know. You know, they don't disclose everything, but it seems like this has been put on hold, at least for, seems to be for a long time. And I hope it's never going to be discussed again. It's never going to be proposed again. So that was really amazing, you know. And so the decision on that it was going to be put on hold, that came about a year later or so. In the meantime, I had contact to a lot of those people that were doing whale events. So we all had each other's email address. We talked to the coastal commissioner lady who set this whole thing up because she's so caring. And not long after that, when the coastal commissioners were having another election, she emailed me and said, "You can't believe what's happening." I talked to her very briefly on the phone. She said they conspired her out. They managed to not get her re-elected because she cared, because she did that for the whales. This is how government, this is how, because most people in government are corrupt and they get paid, they take bribe money, you know, and they will conspire against someone caring like Sarah, you know. So they managed to corrupt and conspire against this wonderful, caring woman who put all of her efforts into saving the whales. They kicked her out. It's just unspeakable, you know. The best person there is, you know, they kicked out because she cares, because she genuinely cares. Okay. And there's tons of other stories. I'm not going to get into it. No, it's like it just keeps going on and on and on endlessly with that corruption against the environmentalists. So yeah, just a little perspective on what's happening in the human species. You know, I decided earlier with someone collectively on Facebook that we're not going to use the word humanity anymore, or humane, because it doesn't mean what it's supposed to mean. It's not it doesn't sit on a pedestal, and it is not better. Matter of fact, it's much worse, and it's very corrupt. So the human species is somewhere on the bottom, as the bottom feeder, and is an elbow society, you know, it's not much better than the squirrels hitting the rats on the back to want to get to the feeding dish, you know. So it's just, you know, it's not much. I mean, it's matter of fact is the squirrels are better. So they're better in the way that the squirrel might hit a rat on the back because he wants to get to the sunflower seeds. It's like, hey rat, get out of there. You know, I want to get to the sunflower seeds. But you know, that's the same as with humans. And there are some squirrels that are better. There are some humans that are better than you know, the average mean, statistical mean, the the middle the middle graph, you know. So, but in general, I would say the squirrels are a couple notches better than the human species. So, or you know, many other species that are better than the human species. So yeah, so and humanity, you know, there's nothing kind in it, and humane is not kind. So I'm not going to use the word humane. I haven't been using this for many years, for 10 years or so. So I say kind. If I mean the human species, I say the human species, not something special. Yeah, so anyway, coming back to the law of attraction, what happened is that after we had done our whale events, each in their own community, coastal community, it was coming closer to 2010. We were coming in deep into the summertime, and or it was already, I think it was already 2010. Yeah, it was already, yeah, I were towards the end. I forgot now exactly when, but I think it was in the beginning of 2010 when I decided I'm just gonna give realtor.com another checkup. And the very first suggestion that was there on realtor.com was this house here. And I was like, wow. And the price was right. I was like, oh my gosh, this is what I wished for. And it took us a long time. It took us over half a year. I'm making a video right now. It took us over half a year. Paul was not interested at all, and I told my mother about it. She helped me wish for it too, and I said I'm putting it in my wish list, and I'm wishing it. That's the house I want. And so I finally got them to at least let the realtor show it to us. Just see it one time. And as soon as he stepped into it, he says, oh my gosh, that's like a house that you would see in Bel Air or Beverly Hills. And for that price, you know. Of course, there were some issues, or we would not have gotten the house. Paul is a handyman, so I could never deal with these issues alone. I could never buy a house like this. But as a handyman and as someone who's very smart with these techie things, he figured it out. So he knew that he could fix it. And so we did a cash offer, and they took it, and we got it. And so that's the law of attraction. That's how it works. And here I am on this amazing property. Just exactly the way I wished for it, and more, much more. So you can't wish for, you know, like there was another house I wanted, but that had no issues, and it was like $200,000 more, and we could only afford $200,000. So that I didn't get because Paul wasn't willing to. That would have eaten up all the savings, all of it, you know. So, and the savings are dwindling they're dwindling and dwindling. So, but I got this, and it is fantastic. The other one didn't have the large garden even, the one that doesn't have the issues. So, and I even said I wanted one like the other one, but with a large garden. And that's it. This is it. This is what we found. You know. And, you know, we can't jump from A to Z. We can't do, you know, the likelihood is not very high that we, with a limited fund, can get a $2 million home where everything is repaired and no leaks and all of this. We can't expect that to happen. But we can expect, no, not expect, not even expect, but we can wish for something that is what we really like, but maybe has something, some kind of problem that is a challenge and that is part of our learning process in school and so on. So in that sense, that is what I attracted to us. Something that we could afford and something that is amazing. So the law of attraction does work. And before the house, I had always wished for an albino Great Dane that is very, very large. And I found him on puppyfind.com. And we rescued him, even rescued him. So, you know, that's much harder yet, you know. And the reason why is because he was, and see, then all suddenly circumstances come together. The strangest of all circumstances that are sometimes going against the odds, even, you know, which is very unlikely to find a fully 100% European Great Dane, which is they're much larger, much bigger boned, and like really, really big around the waist and all of it, and like really big bone structure, and gorgeous. And I was almost, I decided, no, I want to have this dog. And then it turned out that she did a hearing test, and I've been talking to her on the phone, and it turned out that he and two of his sisters are deaf. And I said, so I would like to take all of them, but we don't have enough space. That was at that time, we only had the other house, the smaller house, 2-bedroom house. And so, and she said, yeah, no, it's better if you just take one because they need more space. And we said, okay, so we'll take the male. And we called him Kenny, and that was what I wished for, and infinitely more, because that soul that was in that being is the infinite, really. And I cried again today. I cried again for him. I saw a video of a little girl with a Great Dane, Harlequin Great Dane, made a service dog for her, you know, so that she could hold on to him on the back. A girl, a midget girl, you know, and the way she talked lovingly about the dog and all of this. And then my memories of Kenny came back. He's buried over there, the Blue God grave. I called him the Blue God. I still call him the Blue God. And so for Mirka, I will get you the link of my dormant channels. I have switched channels many times. I get you the link of my dormant channels and of one of the last, I think the one before this. And The one before this was Daisy Cypress Tulip Garden. It's a dormant channel. I'm not using it. I'm not checking on it. I have this one now in my devices, so it's too much trouble to switch to the other account to check. But once in a while I go to my Kenny videos, and I might also check what people write, and so I give them updates under there. But I will send you the link to my Kenny video, particularly the one the Buddha had something to say. That is my favorite one, and there are some other awesome ones with him and me together on the couch. And so I'll give you the link to that, and that is that's infinitely lovely, that video. And so you get to see Kenny, how he looked like. And it was so deep and intense when he left that for me, of course, but also for my husband, we were in such deep grief, much worse than if our own biological child had died. Much more, much deeper, the grief. The grief was so deep, I could not explain it in words. If I tried, sometimes I wrote poetry in that grief on Facebook, but that did not do it 100% justice of what it really felt like. It was so intense that I thought, I'm not going to make it through this for sure unless I rescue another dog. And my mother talked me also into it. She said, why don't you get another living being into your life? It was very sweet of her, the way she said that, another living being. Wesen. So I got a Wesen, and I found him, and that's another very, very significant soul that I have known from before. So, and none of these things are coincidences, okay? It's the law of attraction. It is energy that attracts each other. It is magnetic. That's what this is, okay? So, you guys take care.